Okay, Crystal, what with us already?
Hey.
Just fixing it onto subscriber mode. I have Prince Charles, well, King of England, brought up here. Damn it, I gotta do share screen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rewind it.
Yeah, we're late. Fortunately. Let me see. Can I rewind? I can. Yeah.
Yay.
Right. Yeah. Right. Stop
In
that
the
a
year
minute.
after
Damn
her
it. Does it to me all the time. Just close this for a minute. Back into here. There's two people in chat. Our notifications gone out.
I got the notification.
Did you?
I did, yes.
I didn't get one. The UK notifications did not go out. Okay. The UK notifications did not go out. Because I have my phone rigged up to it as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I gotta do share screen. I'm just gonna carry on doing this anyway because this is going to go down in history.
Yes, it will.
I like to keep it respectful, no cursing or any of that stuff because I'm going to be showing a lot on the Queen and all that stuff. What's going on? Here's what's going on right
Golden
now.
Jubilee.
Can you see that?
When she came by royal train to Telford.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to keep an eye on to the tablet.
That's the wrong. You need to fast forward a lot. That's Parliament.
2012. She
We're
then
talking
showed
about
that
the
her
Queen.
priorities lay with her people by having lunch in the Discovery Centre in Craven Arms rather than the gourmet delights.
Yeah, but you're looking for King
She went on
King
to
Charles.
do a
Yeah, he's coming on
Ludlow,
after this.
where thousands turn out to welcome the first.
Right, that was just House of Parliament. If anyone wants to know what that is about, they were talking about the Queen. Of course,
Hi,
even
Rocco.
if there's a new king, it doesn't mean to say that. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna go back to that. That looks nice. Right, there's outside Buckingham Palace. There's this is down in where's this? I don't know where this is from. Where this is? This is obviously a tribute to the Queen. I'm gonna skip that on. I'll skip it on. Whoa, we'll go back there. Here we go. Here's the new person who's going to be king. Everybody, the king. Hope you can all see that.
Yes.
I speak to you today with feelings of profound sorrow.
That's Prince Charles.
Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen,
King of the
my
UK.
beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family. And we owe her the most heartfelt debt any family could owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise of destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. Alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling, we also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom,
This is coming live
in
from
all
the
the
UK.
countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth, and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude.
I don't believe the
for
UK
more than
notifications
70
went out
years
because I didn't get any.
in which my mother, as Queen,
So our
served the
numbers are
people
really low
of
right
so
now.
many nations.
Well, I want to keep this in my
In
archives anyway.
1947, on her 21st birthday, she pledged in a broadcast from Cape Town to the Commonwealth to devote her life,
Fuck's sake,
whether
can't
it
open
be
the button.
short or long, to the service of her
Cherry Coke.
people. That was more than a promise. It was a profound personal commitment which defined her whole life. She made sacrifices for duty. Her dedication and devotion as sovereign never wavered through times of change and progress,
Welcome in, everybody who's coming
through
in.
times of
This is
joy
the new King of England
and
we're showing
celebration,
you right now.
and
Coming
through
live.
times of sadness and loss.
He's talking about his mother, the Queen.
Hi, Boomer Sooner and Denise.
We saw that abiding love of tradition together with that fearless embrace of progress, which makes us great as nations. The affection, admiration, and respect she
Denise.
inspired became the hallmark of her reign.
Hi, Rocco.
And as every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people. I pay tribute to my mother's memory, and I honor her life of service. I know that her death brings great sadness to so many of you, and I share that sense of loss beyond measure with you all. When the Queen came to the throne, Britain and the world were still coping with the privations and aftermath of the Second World War, and still living by the conventions of earlier times. In the course of the last 70 years, we have seen our society become one of many cultures and many faiths. The institutions
You can see
of the
there
state
at the side of
have
him is a
changed in
beautiful picture
turn.
of his mother.
But
In the picture, see it?
through all changes and challenges,
Yep, I see it.
the nation
Very nice.
and the wider family of realms, of whose talents, traditions, and achievements I am so inexpressibly proud, have prospered and flourished. Our values have remained and must remain constant. The role and the duties of monarchy also remain, as does the sovereign's particular relationship and responsibility towards the Church of England, the church in which my own faith is so deeply rooted. In that faith and the values it inspires, I have been brought up to cherish a
The
sense of
Queen was
duty
an amazing
to
woman,
others
Rocco. Yeah, she was.
and to hold in the greatest respect
She
the
was.
precious traditions, freedoms, and responsibilities of our unique history and our system of parliamentary government. As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life. My life will, of course, change as I take up my new responsibilities. It will no longer be possible for me to give so much of my time and energies to the charities and issues for which I care so deeply.
So you're going to probably pass them on to Prince
But
William.
I know this important work
Just-
will go on.
He's going to say something soon about that.
Yeah.
Just-
This is also a time of change for my family. I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla,
Oh, whatever.
in recognition of her own
Sorry,
loyal
but yeah.
public service since our marriage 17 years ago. She becomes my Queen Consort.
Here it
Queen
comes.
Consort.
She will bring
Listen.
to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I have come to rely so much. As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me.
He's a Scottish title.
Listen.
He leads me as Duke of Cornwall,
He's also going to give him something else.
responsibilities
He's Duke of
for the
Cornwall
Duchy
now.
of
Okay, I
Cornwall,
get this.
Listen.
which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales,
He's
was
been
so-
named Prince.
the country
He's Prince of Wales.
whose
Okay,
title
okay. And this is
I've been so
Windsor.
greatly privileged to bear during so
The
much
King of Windsor,
my
right?
life
Okay, I
and
get it.
duty. With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversation,
Hi, Michelle. Welcome in,
helping
honey.
to bring
Hi,
the
Michelle.
monarchy to the centre ground, where vital help can be given. I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
In other words,
In a little over a week's time, we will come together as a nation, as a commonwealth, and indeed a global community, to lay my beloved mother to rest. In our sorrow, let us remember and draw strength from the light of her example. On behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most sincere and heartfelt thanks for your condolences and support. They mean more to me than I can ever possibly express. And to my darling Mama,
oh,
as you begin your last great journey
that's so sad.
to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this. Thank you.
Oh, God, but
Thank you
that's sad.
for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years. May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Oh, no, that's so sad.
It
Yeah.
is sad.
So sad. Right, we're gonna stop streaming.
So he passed down his title to William.
Right.
They're now Prince and Princess.
Oh, they were Prince and Princess all the time, but he's after making them. 1 minute I get into streamers. Damn it. I need to stop screen. Get out of here. There we go. They were Prince and Princess all the time anyway, but he's after making them Prince and Princess of Wales.
I thought they were Duke and Duchess. I didn't think that they were Prince and Princess. I didn't think they.
Well, they were always, we always known for Prince and Princess, but they're
Yeah.
known as Duke and Duchess as well. I mean, and Duchess of Cornwall or whatever, you know. He was. It's sad. I mean, I'm shocked that there's not many. I don't. Denise, can you tell me? Did you get a notification? Because I don't believe the UK notification without at all. I'm going to show some more. The speech was was a big. It was a quiet speech. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's heartfelt. You can see it in him. Like, you know, you can see it in his eyes. I mean, he's heartbroken, right? It's his
Of
mother.
course.
So we're going to start showing you some stuff what's going on in London next. I got a notification, Susan. But I'm asking is the UK people, did any of you get UK people get notifications? Because I can tell you, my numbers are really low. Well, you know, for such a big event.
Yeah.
This is going to go on for 2 weeks, I do believe. When the Queen gets brought down from Balmoral Castle, it's going to be called Operation. I said it last night. London Bridge is down. Okay. Then they're going to lay her in whichever cathedral. I don't know which cathedral it's going to be in London yet. I would think it's going to be where her husband is. That's what I think. She may hold on. I got a notification. There's going to be a lot of people passing in and passing out, and this is a big event, guys. This is so big. It's after holding our money back. You know what I mean? What money is what should have been paid into people didn't receive them because of all of this going on. And I know that first time because I spoke to the warden. The warden was here. Whatever. Anyways.
It's just really sad. I felt bad for him.
He has Camilla, people are on the fence with her because of the whole situation with Diana, but some people have learned to accept her throughout the years. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself on that one because that's kind of political, you know what I mean? And
Yeah. I'll say, Susan, that, you know, I love Diana so much,
yeah.
but I always felt sorry for Charles because he could not marry the woman he loved.
Do you know the reason why he wasn't allowed to do that?
Why?
Okay, because number one, Camilla was already married, and number two, he was the heir to the throne. He was the next heir to the throne. Now William is the next heir to the throne, and he wanted to marry a woman who was already married, who conceived children, who had kids. He had to marry a virgin. Okay, and because the next producing of that of Prince Charles will has to be guaranteed that they're the proper heirs to the throne for when he passes. There's kind of reasons for it. It's very ancient and very old, but that's just the way it is. Don't come at me about it. I didn't set the rules. That's just the way it is. On with the monarchy, that's how they do it. But I think Diana was fed very badly handled, very bad. I don't really want to go too much in on Diana because that's a whole new story, that one. Now I'm going to root up and go have a look, but Krista will talk to you and I'll see what I can see what's going to happen around London right now, yeah? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. How about this one? Let me see. Have a look at this. All right, I'm going to stop this for a minute. I just want to show you some traditional stuff, what they're doing for the Queen.
Okay.
Pause that. I don't know who owns this channel. Bring that down. All right, I need to get out of it a minute until I screen. This is a 996 Royal Gun Salute for the Queen Elizabeth. Okay, I'm going to show you that because over in America you don't need. Well, you do see it, but you don't see it in the English way of doing it, right? Not being funny, but I'll show you this as well, just for those, just to keep it so we have it. It's the wrong bloody thing. 1 second. I'm going to do share screen again. I have something pulled up I want to show you. I just think it's another tribute to the Queen. Bear in mind, the Queen is not even buried yet, guys. She's not even buried. So I'm going to bring this up for you. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 96 gun salute for Queen Elizabeth. This is what's going on. This down in London. In the background there, if you take a good look, I know there's a lot of smoke, but that's actually London Bridge there. Look, see it? That's London Bridge.
That's it.
Yeah. I don't know where this is. This could be America. I don't know. I don't know what country this is, but they're showing all different countries here, so this is really good. That's not the US, is it?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think that's their uniform. I think it's going to be 96 countries doing that, maybe. Is that your uniform? No, they're talking in a foreign language. Let's see what country comes up next. Yeah, I don't understand why my subs are so low. Again, this is London Bridge. You can see it better there now.
Yep.
It's going blurry every now and again. It's there. It's not my thing. That's America, I think. Or it could be France. It'd be lovely to say what country it would be like, you know what
I
I mean?
know.
I'm trying to guess. Is that France or is that looks like a French uniform? I'm not sure.
Hmm.
French number ones. So yeah, this is gonna go on for a bit. We see can we get to America?
Let's see. The
Hmm.
last time that someone held the title of Princess of Wales was Diana. And now, as of today,
She
Kate
passed it
is
on to
Kate is Princess of Wales.
Kate Middleton and William. I don't even know what countries these are from. I don't.
The
Is that
white
is that the American uniform? I mean, I
the
don't know.
white one looked like it could be Marines.
Would that be cavalry who does this? I'm confused of what countries they are.
Hold on, I'll look up and see if America's doing anything. I know we lowered the flags on all of our federal buildings.
Just so y'all know, they're not real shells; they're blanks. Just gonna put that in there. But if you stood in front of it, you are gonna get hurt. But I'm confused of which country. I don't recognize their uniforms. Their number ones, they would be classed as number one uniforms, and I know the American number ones, and they don't look like that. But that's cavalry. That would be. All right, enough of that. We're gonna stop
Right.
it. I'll stop screen sharing that for a minute. I mean, I just want to scroll on and see. No. Hold on. Who's this? No. Hold on. Who's this? Yeah, same one. They're gonna be doing it for like 90 something, and I'm not willing to stay here for 90 something.
Nuh-uh.
That's the British again. Um, it's going to be 96 gun salute, so we're not going to wait all day for 96 gun salutes, right? And plus, I don't want to get a strike. So yeah, I'm gonna pop over here back into StreamYards. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Susan, the gun salute is every year she was of her age. Okay, the Australians, Hyde Park, and Glasgow were the others. Thank you for Denise for letting us know that because I didn't recognize some of the and New Zealand. I didn't recognize some of the Australians and New Zealand. I knew it was in America because their number ones are very, we all know they're number ones, right? They're called number ones dress uniform. That's what they would be wearing. Let's see, can I root for anything else interesting? I just wanna we did the speech on the king well, actually called him the king for the first time. Just let me root on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm looking up information too.
To human suffering.
Okay, they're doing a mass in St. Paul's Cathedral right now in the UK. I don't think I want to bore you with that. I mean, everyone has different religions and faiths, so I'm not gonna go there. Okay, I might have a nice one here for you.
My sister Margaret wrote.
Okay, I have something nice. This is really back in the old days, right? This is when she was really young. You're gonna like this one. Um, well, I'm screen share again. It's a bit of a bugger doing all the screen sharing, but I'm not finding a really nice one here. Hold on. Can you all see that?
And I
I
feel
paused
so
it.
much for you, as we know from experience what it means to be away from those we love most of all. I declare before you all
This became
that my
Queen.
whole life
Oh, she was so young.
That's when she took on
shall be
Queen.
devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. Happy Christmas. It's inevitable that I should seem a rather remote figure to many of you. A successor to the King
Go
of
back to
Queens of
TV used to be back then.
someone whose face may be familiar in newspapers and films, but who never really touches your personal lives. But now, at least for a few minutes, I welcome you to the peace of my own home. 1992 is not a year on which I shall look back with undiluted
That's when
pleasure.
her castle burned down. Just watch. Look, there you go.
Aw.
Of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out
These
to
two
be
broke
an
up.
annus horribilis. I suspect that I'm not alone in thinking it so. Indeed, I suspect that there are very few
That was the
people
time she found
or
it very hard
institutions
because of the breakup of
unaffected by
Diana.
these last
Castle burnt
months
down.
of worldwide turmoil
UK taxpayers said they didn't
and
want to pay for it.
uncertainty. Since last Sunday's dreadful
This was
news,
Diana.
we have seen throughout Britain
In
and around the world
1997, I was 17.
an overwhelming expression of sadness at Diana's death. We have all been trying in our different ways to cope. It is not easy to express a sense of loss, since the initial shock is often succeeded by a mixture of other feelings: disbelief, incomprehension, anger, and concern for those who remain. We have all felt those emotions in these last few days. So what I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself. She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and
There's
especially
Prince
for her
Harry.
devotion to her two boys.
Yep.
I, for one,
He was
believe
cute.
such lessons
Yeah.
to be drawn from
Mama's
her
boy.
life and from the extraordinary and moving reaction to her death. All
There's
too
her
often, I
husband.
fear Prince Philip has had to listen to me speaking. Frequently, we have discussed my intended speech beforehand, and as you will imagine, his views have been expressed in a forthright manner. He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim or we shall ever know. I believe I was last here in 1957.
2,500 delegates and their wives rose to greet the Queen. They represented 82 member nations.
Since then, I have traveled widely and met many leaders, ambassadors, and statesmen from around the world. I address you today as Queen of 16 United Nations member states and as head of the Commonwealth of 54 countries. In tomorrow's world, we must all work together as hard as ever if we are truly to be United Nations. I'm speaking to you at what I know
This
is
was
an
what the
increasingly
C
challenging
virus.
time. A time of
Yeah.
disruption in the
This
life
is what
of
she
our
said when
country.
it was all going on.
A disruption that has brought grief to some, financial difficulties to many, and enormous changes to the daily lives of us all. I want to thank everyone on the NHS frontline, as well as care workers and those carrying out essential roles, who selflessly continue their day-to-day duties outside the home in support of us all. I'm sure the nation will join me in assuring you that what you do is appreciated, and every hour of your hard work brings us
They
closer
built
to a
all these
return
Nightingales
to more
hospitals,
normal
and guess what?
times.
They were never used.
I
Oh,
also
wow.
want to thank those
Yeah,
of you
they
who are
never, they were
staying
never
at home,
used.
thereby helping to protect the vulnerable and
They
sparing
were
many
called
families
Nightingales
the
hospitals.
pain already felt
Standbys.
by those who have lost loved ones. We should take comfort that while we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again. But for now, I send my thanks and warmest good wishes to you all. Remarkably, a year that has necessarily kept people apart has in many ways brought us closer. Across the Commonwealth, my family and I have been inspired by stories of people volunteering in their communities, helping those in need. In the United Kingdom and around the world, people have risen magnificently to the challenges of the year, and I'm so proud and moved by this quiet, indomitable spirit. We continue to be inspired by the kindness of strangers and draw comfort that even on the darkest nights, there is hope in the new dawn. I have spoken before of my deep and abiding affection for this wonderful country, and of the many happy memories Prince Philip and I always held of our time here.
In
It is
Scotland,
often
she's in
said that
Scotland
it is
there.
the people that make a place, and there are few places where this is truer than in Scotland, as we have seen in recent times. We all know of the difficult circumstances that many people have encountered during the last 18 months. However, alongside this, there have been countless examples of resilience and goodwill. It is a source of great pride to me that the leading role my husband played in encouraging people to protect our fragile planet lives on through the work of our eldest son, Charles, and his eldest son, William. I could not be more proud of them.
Hi, Freeside.
Indeed, I have drawn great comfort and inspiration
Great Susan
from the
Crystal, thank
relentless
you.
enthusiasm of
Appreciate
people of
it.
all ages, especially the young,
There's
in
some
calling for everyone to play their part.
privileges,
Of course, the benefits of such actions will not
light
be
scenes
there
for the
to
Queen.
enjoy for all of us here today.
Some channel
We none
needs to
of us
cover
will
it,
live
right?
forever. But we are doing this not for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children, and those who will follow in their footsteps.
Hi, Freeside.
Right, I'm gonna stop it there.
Kelly, you missed the King
The King's
Charles's
speech.
speech.
She'll have to rewind that. I have a load up here. I have a really good one here. I want to show
Hi,
it to you.
Denise.
This is screen sharing. Is this still no, it's not.
No.
Right, I have a really good one. I'm gonna bring it up here and pause it. This is a funny one. I mean, this is showing the Queen with a sense of humor. I need to screen share again. This is the Queen with a sense of humor. I think you'd all like to see this. That she wasn't always, serious all the time, because she did have quite a sense of humor. And I want to show you this one as a sense of humor one for you. Can you see that one now?
I've seen this, yes. It's cute.
Okay, here we go. Watch this.
You would like a marmalade sandwich? I always keep one for emergencies.
So do I. I keep mine in here for later. I don't think this is going to work. 2 pounds. There is a
She doesn't know what to do with it.
I know there is. This is something that is more unusual. Clothes-wise, does it look all right with the background?
Yes, it does.
I mean, Johnny Lang would be awful if you said no, because I don't know something else. Are you supposed to be looking as if you're enjoying it?
Yes, we definitely. If you could, we have been enjoying ourselves in spite of the appearances.
Of all the places in which Sir David Attenborough has filmed and of all the species he has studied,
Yeah, this is where they put the sundial.
he will
Look,
admit his 90 minutes
Remember I
with the
said
Queen
this?
in the garden of Buckingham Palace was something quite different. From chatting about the trees the Queen planted for her children, to joking about the noise of the helicopters in the skies of London.
Sounds like President Trump.
I was going to say, a sundial neatly planted in the
there you
shade.
go. What
Good,
see?
yes.
Remember me mentioning that yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Had we thought of that?
No.
That it was planted in the shade? It wasn't in the shade originally, I'm sure.
Message? Yeah, from the show. Very amusing. So we like to watch it together?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Hey, Prince Harry, remember when you told us to bring it at the Invictus Games?
Careful what you wish for.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
Canada's Justin Trudeau reminded
Oh,
her
God.
that he was the country's 12th Prime Minister to serve during her reign.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old.
The party is about to start, Your Majesty. Happy Jubilee, ma'am.
And thank you for everything.
That's very kind.
Oh, so that's that. Okay, we'll stop screen share and let me see if I can find anything else. Okay, here we go here. Few minutes on this one.
A huge shout of God save the King.
That's down in Buckingham Palace, live right now.
Straight to the public to greet the people who have been waiting for so long, to exchange a few words with them as he arrives here at Buckingham Palace. King Charles III.
That's why I think they got now. Yeah. I can't see anything.
Interesting people of all ages, aren't they? Just looking at the faces and trying to just identify. There are a lot of British voices there, aren't there? I mean, normally at this time of the year, perhaps most of the people outside Buckingham Palace would still be tourists, but some flowers, yes.
You can just imagine the amount of security around him right now.
I know. And I can't get used to calling him King Charles. I still want to say Prince Charles.
Yeah, I know,
Shake
right?
his hand. You can see the real sympathy with him as they stand there, the appreciation too, that he's come out here to greet people who have been waiting for so long.
Yes. And I'm sure he will be touched and encouraged by the reception that he's receiving. All right, these are people who are perhaps committed and very much supportive of the monarchy. But you can see some faces which are clearly emotional. And as I was saying, there are people of every age and from all parts of society, and very supportive.
And all these shouts of God save the king, something anyone under the age of 70 or in their 70s will not have heard before.
About my age, yes.
But it is the real moment.
Yeah,
it is the moment of change.
It
Hearing
is.
that.
Yes, it is. And this is
Hi, Boomer Summer
what
Baby,
we must
welcome
now
in.
adjust to. This is now the reality
Yeah,
of
Michelle,
our United Kingdom, which now has
Denise, don't
as
forget to take
its
that
head of state
medication at 7
a king.
o'clock.
We haven't
It's
known that, as you say, for more than 70 years.
9:50 or 6:54 right now.
It does take
You
a
gotta
little bit
take
of
it for
getting used
7.
to, doesn't it? You have to say, the king, God save the king, yes, those shouts that we can hear.
So many hands outstretched, so many people wanting to greet King Charles. He hasn't even stepped into Buckingham Palace.
No, and it's quite a long line. Again, I'm just looking at the aerial, and so I suspect, well, we'll just have to wait and see. He may just go in, walk in there through the...
Look how many people are at Buckingham Palace
everyone
already.
with their arms aloft,
It's
everyone trying to
crazy.
capture that
The
image
Queen
on
is
their
not even
phones.
down there yet.
And the flowers there, you can see lined up by the railings.
And that, I suspect, is just a fraction of the number that we will see there by the time the state funeral does take place. I don't know for how long palace authorities will leave flowers there, but I suspect they may feel that they do need to leave them in place.
We're singing the national anthem, but we're putting the king in instead of Queen.
It does give you an idea of the crowds, the size of the crowds who will no doubt turn out across London in 10 or so days' time.
Yep, yeah, I think it will. I think it will surpass. Well, who's to say that it will surpass the crowds that we saw for Diana's funeral or the Queen Mother's funeral? But it will be on a very, very big scale, very large scale. I think we can say that without any doubt.
And the king has a busy few hours, let alone days ahead of him. He will meet the Prime Minister this afternoon as king. He will make this address to the nation at about 6 o'clock. It's a service at St. Paul's. And then tomorrow, the Accession Council, which is the moment when he is proclaimed king. It's not by law, but it is a tradition, a centuries-old tradition that goes back very many centuries, the moment that the nation is told.
Yes, all these traditional historical components coming together. As you say, the Accession Council, when normally the entire Privy Council comes together, but the Privy Council is now so large that I think there isn't room for them. So I think they've had to, if not ballot for it, they've restricted it to, is it 500 or 200? And I'm sure there's some Privy Councillors who aren't best pleased at the thought that they won't be there for the Accession Council, which will be a really historic moment, the Accession Council for a new monarch, where there will be an oath will be sworn, and generally the new monarch will say something. And as you say, that will all be televised live.
And that will take place not at Buckingham Palace. Oh, a kiss for the new king. That all takes place not at Buckingham Palace, but at St. James's Palace next door. The traditional seat, really, wasn't it? The home of the monarchy.
Well, I need to
Yep,
stop
a much
it,
older building than Buckingham.
just for our channel.
Right. Can everybody put prayer hands in chat for Denise's surgery tomorrow?
I was just about to get to that one. Doing it now. Denise has something to do, and she'll be back in 1 second. She has to take a special medication. It's full of nutrients. Our beautiful Denise is with us for quite some time. She's in chat right now, and she's going for a major operation tomorrow, I do believe. 9 o'clock UK time. I would love everyone if you could all put prayer hands for Denise in chat. She has been with us for such a long time. Hi, September, son.
Hi, September.
I will go back to some king and queen stuff in a bit, but I just want to address our beautiful Denise. She is going for a major operation, and I mean major operation tomorrow at 9 o'clock UK time. So everyone of you will be asleep. I'll probably be asleep even when
Right.
this lady is going to be taken down. She will contact me maybe by WhatsApp if she's too drowsy and she's going to be on heavy medication. Um, we love our beautiful Denise very
Yes,
much.
we
She's
do.
very dear to our hearts. And I do believe, Denise, it's time that you have to take your meds. You have 1 minute to go before you drink that nasty stuff you're drinking. You got to do it, right? You
Yeah,
got
it's not. That's no
to.
fun.
So we want to wish beautiful Denise. Denise, you might not see Denise in chat for maybe a couple of days, guys, because she is going for a major, major operation tomorrow, and she's going to be missed. We're going to miss her because we love her so much. We really do. I mean, I phone call her every day.
Yes, we
And
will
I
miss
know
her.
I know a lot of other people call her too. Um, so we just want to wish Denise the best of everything. And I told her, you got to call me the minute, even if it's a WhatsApp, just let me know you're okay. Just let's say I'm okay. If it doesn't have to be on YouTube, because she might be too drowsy and stuff. And I would not feel comfortable putting anyone on YouTube if they're medicated heavy. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that to anybody. So I certainly wouldn't be doing it to a good friend. Anyway, but we are showing a lot of Monic stuff. Denise, bless her heart, when the Queen Mother died, I do believe she was at that funeral. She told me amazing stories about it.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yes, she was. And she would have loved to go into this funeral, but I said to her, you're not going.
That's very interesting.
She did
I'd
go
love
to
to hear
the
those stories.
Queen Mother's one, yeah. She told me amazing stories on that. The protocol, you know, snipers on the buildings, the things she was telling me yesterday was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You don't see it on cam. She said she was right behind the news channels and this and that. She could tell me loads of stuff, and um, they treat people very well. I'm going to bring up Kelly's beautiful for Denise here. First, for my good friend Denise, who I love very much, and wish her well, wish her
Successful surgery.
surgery, prayers of the surgeons as well. Okay. Welcome in, Vegan Killer Mom. Um, I don't know if
Hi, Claire.
yeah, that's strange. I don't know if my today I don't feel that I didn't get a notification off my own channel. Yeah, I'm fine, guys. My strength is coming back and everything. I'm fine. Um, our beautiful Denise is going into hospital tomorrow for a major operation, and this is going to be a life-changing operation. I will say that without giving away too much details. I don't want to do
Right.
that, you know. But we love her, and we want her to know that. And every day that she's lying in the hospital, she has her tablet topped up with all the data, so she can listen in when she comes around, and we'll call her name out every time.
Right. We'll keep her company during recovery.
Yes, we will. We will. She will probably be telling us turn the hell off because she gets sick of us. Calling her name. So right, Janice, you are welcome, sweetheart. You're such a sweet lady. You really are.
Hi, Colin.
Oh, hi, Colin. Welcome in. I take it that you didn't like the other channel, Colin. Opie Dopey channel. Because Colin said he'd go over and check it out, but I don't think he'll stay over there.
Yeah.
So, Colin, if you could send healing prayers, Susan, carry on with the Queen. You're doing wonderful. Okay, Denise, I'll carry on doing stuff for
Yeah.
you.
We
I'll
want
keep
to.
protesting. I know there's not a whole lot of people in there, but
Yeah, we just want to see what's going on over there.
here's the thing, right? People can replay it, watch it, but I have it, and on my videos, and I'm doing it real life, real time. And when we go back from years from now, right? We will go back and look at them and we say, "Oh my God, remember this, remember that," because we can pull out archives. Like I can pull out PTSD stuff. I have all them.
I'll never forget it because it's my daughter's birthday that she passed, and it's Kim's daughter's birthday too.
Exactly. She passed, and I even actually call out the time when they dropped the flag, and we were the first channel to actually broadcast it. Believe it or not, we got there before everyone else. Only because I was tipped off by someone here in the UK. Vegan Claire Mom, you know who you are, right? On my mobile, and I goes, "Oh, okay," and that's why I was putting things together really quick. And I had to change the title that the Queen is dying till the Queen is. I had to change the title to the Queen is dead.
Yeah.
Denise spirits are saying everything is good, brilliant. That's good news. I mean, I believe her operation will be very successful. But nevertheless, we can't downscale the size of the operation. It is a big operation,
Right.
and of course, I told her even if you're right, Susan, I'm okay on WhatsApp. I'll be happy with that.
Yes, just so we'll know.
Or if she is okay and she sees us live, she can say hello and chat. Maybe just that, because I believe she will be on heavy medication because it's a massive operation.
Right.
Denise, did you take that herbal medication at 7 o'clock? Make sure you took that. I know it was probably horrible to drink it. It's 7:04 now, Denise. Did you drink it, honey? I told her when I was talking to her that I would remind her voice because I knew I'd be on live as well.
I hate drinking that terrible stuff. Ugh.
It's just packed out with vitamins and all the stuff her body's going to need for the surgery. So there's a reason for everything, I suppose, And I told her I would remind her on the channel. I'm not going to say what it is, but I know what it is.
Yeah.
It's stuff full of vitamins and stuff our body's going to need.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go have a look back at the monarchy stuff in a few minutes. I just want to give it a little break.
I love the way you say vitamins because in the U.S. we say vitamins. You say
Oh,
vitamins.
vitamins. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
okay. We say vitamins over here. Right. Welcome in, Colin. We're glad to see you're in here. We don't know where Craig is. He's gonna. I don't know. I think he's on a downer, to be honest. Don't know where he is. He does that. He gets a bit depressed for it every now and again.
Yeah, he'll come back around.
He'll be back. He'll be back soon when he's or he could be just pure busy. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what else I could pull up. Prince, you want to see Prince Charles crying? Prince Charles wept tear away as he returned to Buckingham Palace.
No, he's King Charles. Remember,
Right.
we keep forgetting and calling him Prince
Right.
Charles.
I'm gonna.
We're so used to it.
Yeah, I'm so used to calling him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll take me a while to get used to calling him King. I mean, in all fairness, the King's not dead yet, even, or the Queen's not dead. Trying to bring it to the moment where he starts crying. Hold on. What the hell is it?
It tastes nasty, doesn't it, Denise?
It must be difficult on him losing his mother. It's regardless that she's the queen or not. Every person is the same. It's just that these people get more notoriety, if you know what I mean. Okay, the titles of Catherine. I don't know if that's even interesting enough. 2 hours ago, William and Catherine have new titles. Well, we know that. Trying to find something new. It's kind of difficult to go. Let me breaking news. We go into Sky News altogether. Sky News brought it up straight away for me. Okay. I'm going to show you Buckingham Palace, and wow, when you see this, clouds. It's doing a countdown. Would you believe that?
What's doing a countdown?
Sky News. It's stupid. Um. So yeah, I'm not gonna screen share until this comes on. Okay, it didn't come on. Okay, go watch Sky News live. All right.
And
We've already seen
we
all
owe
this.
her the most heartfelt debt any family
No, we've
could
already
owe
seen all
to
that.
their mother.
Right, you don't want to watch a mass because I mean, she's not even in the church. She's not there. Okay, I have a little 2-minute one here. I'm gonna take that, bring that up, and pause it.
Okay.
Damn it, pause. Okay, I found something. Again, it's just more memories of the Queen. He has left the royal family and he is living a new life with his children and Meghan. Yeah, that's his choice.
You know, I think that sometimes he misses it because that's all he ever knew. You know.
Well, he does ring his friends telling him that he pines to come back. But unfortunately, he has 2 children now, and yeah. And you know, might notice that Meghan won't bring the children over here because the king could say, "I'm keeping them kids," because Meghan doesn't have custody of her own children. The king does. All right, here we go. This is just more memories of the Queen.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service.
Wow, look at that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. She was the longest reigning monarch for 70 years. This is when she met with Queen.
Outside the palace, 100,000 people surged forward in a solid mass. They wanted Elizabeth.
That's when she got married.
They wanted Philip.
Aw.
You 1% off if you know who that is. That's Winston Churchill.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
Oh, Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson. You know who that is. You know who that is too.
One small step for man.
That's the Berlin Wall.
What I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother,
When Diana
I
died.
say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself.
With all the flowers. That is the Irish tea shop.
With the benefit of historical hindsight, we can
That's when she was in
all
Ireland.
see things which we would wish had been done differently,
Yeah, I think so.
or not at all.
Nelson Mandela. Prince Philip, that's when her husband died. Drooping up the colour. There you go. I'm gonna stop screen sharing for a minute. There you go. Damn it, I'm getting a different one. Into politics. I don't want to go into that. I'm gonna come back out and go back into my channel. There we are.
I want to see the full Paddington commercial because there was more to it.
I'll have to look for that. I'll have a look in a bit. Wait a minute. I just need to keep stopping because I can't keep
Yeah,
continuously
I know.
streaming, or they're going to flag me up. They didn't flag me yesterday. It actually went on the green crystal. It went on yellow first, and then I requested another review on it, and we went into green, so we're good.
That's good.
Because I'm stopping it and I'm chatting through it. Be right back, food love. Look, okay, Colin. Typical man. Yeah. So, September said, "Oh my God, she sounds like my grandmother." Oh, I can tell you, she was a really sweet lady.
I can tell she was.
For everything I've heard and watched about her throughout my life, I can't say anything wrong about her, even though I come from Ireland. She even went to Ireland, and when she said things that shouldn't happen at all, that's when she went to Ireland and realized what was done. I'm not really going to go too much into that, but they did try to take over our country, but they didn't succeed. And she regrets it, more or less. That's all I'm going to say on the Irish thing, because that's very, but it's part of history, and you got to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people lost their lives in Ireland, A lot of people. I know of people who were unalived because they were calling their name off their Irish name. Their Irish name was Mihal. That's an Irish name, And they were shot dead because they said that, and they kept saying say it in English, but there's no English version to it. My name, there's an English version there's an Irish version to my name. Little people realize this, but even though my name is Susan Bennett, that's totally English name.
Right.
But my Irish name is Siobhan, and then my second name would be Navy Kinnaid.
Okay.
So my Irish name is Siobhan.
It's pretty.
Navy Kinnaid is Bennett. So I don't know what's going on with the Let me see what else I can find. I just want to keep taking breaks every now and again because of the whole matter. If I can find the Paddington fella come up, I'll find him. If I can't, I'd have to root for him, But I could, if I don't find it now, I'll find it some other time, because you know how fast we ran back and we tried to get on. Hold on, the moment I think, okay, we're gonna do a little thing for the US people. I have something here. I don't know who this woman is. Let me pause that for a minute. Why the hell is that? That was just showing America there. I just want to show something on America because, oh, for the love of God, I'm after losing it now. I just, okay, I have, I don't know what this is. Honestly, it's the same thing I've already showed you on the English channels. So there's no point showing you on that, even though it's on an American channel. Same thing they're showing. No point showing. Basically, I'm getting it all off the English, but the American channels are showing the very same thing.
Yep.
I'm just scrolling down. What's this one about? CNN. Will they strike me?
That's a big news channel.
Probably. Sky News is not be really big as well, but Piers Morgan shot at the news of the. Okay, we can play. Y'all know about Piers Morgan?
Yes.
That website
I love
was
that. You don't like him, but I like him.
British TV host Piers Morgan.
Okay, we'll do him. Leave. Hi, PJ Wishes. Welcome in. Good afternoon to you.
He was a judge on Britain's Got Talent, British X Factor.
Yeah, and he was also a news anchor man over in America, and he wanted your first or second amendment removed the right to bear arms. He wanted that, and he got shunted out of the US for that one.
I'm sure he did.
Well, he shouldn't be opening his damn trap, should he?
Hey, PJ.
Hi, everybody coming in. Welcome in. Right, I have a lovely one here. I'm going to show this one.
That's
There you
Today
go.
Australia.
Has also paid tribute to Queen
This
Elizabeth
is
II,
UK
saying that he
channel as well.
struggles to imagine Britain without
Well, actually,
his,
it's
our Queen.
Australian.
Piers joins us now. Piers, good evening to you. Nice
Piers Morgan in
for you to
London.
be with us this evening. Wish it was under better circumstances. How are you feeling?
Do you know, it's actually one of the saddest days of my life, and I'm surprised. I feel quite as intensely about it as I do, but I think it's one of those things when we didn't really realise as a country quite what we were losing until she'd gone. And we were obviously aware she's had ill health, obviously aware of her great age. But I think the fact that we, this afternoon, just suddenly heard the Queen has died, I felt like it was a real shock to my system. And I felt very sad about it all night. I've been doing anchoring rolling coverage here on the show, Piers Morgan Uncensored, and every guest we've had who's from Britain has felt the same way. It's like we just feel this collective sense of loss and sadness. You know, I think Liam Gallagher, the pop star, just tweeted gutted, and that's how I felt. It's just a really gutting moment.
Yeah, it is. It was shocking.
It is that overwhelming sense of sadness. And I think because it came on so quickly, we only saw her 2 days ago and she was looking frail but seemed to be okay. But I think that when you say that you can't imagine Britain without this Queen, I think that sums up the sentiment of all of us.
Yeah, well, it's a strange thing, isn't it? She's been the Queen for 70 years. You know, I'm 57, so she was on the throne 13 years before I was even born. And I'm not a spring chicken. So I just feel like the magnitude of her reign, longest reigning British monarch, longest reigning monarch in the history of the world, outside of a French king who was 4 when he took over. This doesn't really count. So she was the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And uniquely, I don't want to be saying Piers Morgan calls the Queen a GOAT. But, it's talking Parliament, she was the greatest. And I think the great thing about her was that she had this common touch to go with the regality. So I watched her around the public many times, and she was just incredible with ordinary members of the public, always aware that they were just, couldn't believe they were meeting the Queen, always put them at ease, always happy to chat with them, always calm, never panicked, didn't matter what was going on in the world. And she was like this gigantic comfort blanket. She would celebrate with us when we wanted to celebrate. She would console us through the difficult times. She was stoic. She was resilient. She was strong. She had this overwhelming sense of duty and service to her country. And even this week, as she was dying, what was she doing? She was greeting the new British Prime Minister and saying goodbye to the previous one up at Balmoral. And you could see from just her hands that she was clearly extremely unwell, but she did it because she felt it was her duty, her constitutional duty. And what a thing to do in your dying days, to do that because your country comes before your own health. So I met her a few times. She was a remarkable woman. Very funny, very intelligent, highly well-read, and she met everybody. She met 13 American presidents, 15 British prime ministers, 100 world leaders, and she had this wisdom that came from experience, longevity, and all these people. And that picture you're just showing now, it was quite funny. It was she was having a party for media people at Windsor Castle, and we looked out onto the gardens, and I said to Your Majesty, do you actually like the garden parties you have to host? He has these huge garden parties. And she looked at me and laughed, and she went, well, Mr. Morgan, let me put it to you like this. How would you like having 12,000 complete strangers trampling over your lawn? That's the moment she and I burst out laughing at her joke. And it was very disarming to hear her like that, because, of course, you only know her from her public appearances, but she never gave interviews. She never gave political opinions. That's why it doesn't really matter what your politics are. That's why everyone in Britain, I think, has come together and is collectively moved by her, because she wasn't divisive. She wasn't polarizing. She didn't say things which annoyed people. She was a complete opposite of someone like me who's deliberately provocative. provocative. She was the opposite, the calming, steady influence of non-partisanship, who just wanted unity and people to come together. And I thank God that we had her as a monarch, and I hope that Charles can live up to even be half as good, because then we'll be very lucky.
Piers, you've managed to, in the last 5 minutes, impersonate the Queen, call her a goat, and a comfort blanket. You're not dull, my friend. You are not dull. That's it. Can I ask you this, and just on Charles, because we've been talking about this all morning. You know, the issues with Harry, and Harry, obviously, unfortunately for him, I'm sure, missing the passing of his queen and his grandma. How is Charles going to navigate his way through this next couple of days, and what sort of a king will he be?
Well, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because Charles, I know from people I've spoken to this week, has been left completely baffled and hurt and heartbroken by the way his son's been treating him. No doubt egged on by his wife, Meghan, who seems to want to take down the royal family, take down the monarchy, and it's been incredibly hurtful to the royals and Charles in particular. This is his son. You've also got the running feud between William and Harry, which would have broken Diana's heart. I know that. I knew her well, and she would have been heartbroken by what's going on. But when you have, someone like Meghan Markle, we've talked about this before. I don't want really even to mention her tonight, to be honest. But when you have somebody who's decided to break away from the royal family, keep the royal titles, flog them for tens of millions of dollars to the highest bidders, and then use those platforms to mercilessly attack the royals and the monarchy, it's incredibly distressing for those who are left back in the country trying to do their duty and do their jobs. Charles has got to try and reconcile, I think, his two sons, and he's got to try if he can, to explain to Meghan Markle and to other royals who may want to behave in this manner. Look at the Queen. Look at how beloved the Queen was. She was beloved because she was a unifying figure. Yes. She wasn't someone who exploited her status or her royal titles. She was somebody who wasn't in it for personal gain. She was in it for the good of the country. Look at what she did, and try and learn some of the values of the Queen. Resilience and strength and humility and service and duty. Be more like that, and the public may like you more. So I hope he can reconcile his sons. I hope that Meghan Markle will back off the royals now and give them some time and space for Charles to be a king and to grow as a king, because otherwise the future of the monarchy is in jeopardy. And that would be, for me, as someone who believes strongly in the monarchy, it would be a tragedy.
Well, this is potentially an opportunity for that feud to end and to bring him back into the fold at a time of great sadness for the whole family.
Yeah, look, these things can go one of two ways, can't they? Yeah. This could either be a catalyst for a far worse rift, because emotions will be running so raw. I can't even imagine what's going on up at Balmoral, where William and Harry, who've been at Windsor in the park there in separate houses without even saying hello to each other this week. And now they're in the same building mourning their grandmother, but they haven't spoken in months. And the hatred that they feel to each other is palpable. What is going on there? We don't know. We probably never know. But it's got to be incredibly tense. And so it can either be something which heals the rift, and they come together and they put this as the reason to now move on and do it in respect to memory of their grandmother, or it will make things 10 times worse. I hope it's the healing, because we need it. Charles needs it. He's going to be king. He can't have his two sons at war. He can't have his youngest son hating him. It's a terrible situation.
The Queen was always able to, during the most difficult of times, bring the nation together. We know Great Britain's going through a pretty awful time at the moment with cost of living pressures.
Yeah.
Okay, Denise.
Over there, whether he can
Is
bring his own family together in the
She's
nation.
going to come back.
I think for certain they are coming together for the Queen. What will be your lasting and enduring memories, Piers?
I just think that she was a unique person. Not only was she the longest reigning monarch, but she was the best, because she understood instinctively what the point of a monarchy is. They're unelected officials, but she was able to reign for 70 years and never put a foot wrong, because she always understood it wasn't about her, that she was the figurehead and representative of the country and the Commonwealth, and that the values that she espoused were the values that the world would view Britain and the Commonwealth as having. And those values are values which I think, sadly, have been going out of fashion in society. You know, her stiff upper lip, her lack of public emotion, you know, her resilience, her mental strength, her stoicism, this sense of duty that she had. Those are things which we should be proud of, which society ought to get back more to celebrating. She never played the victim, which is the modern curse. She never wanted things to all be about her, another modern phenomenon. She wanted it to be about others, to help those who had less than she did, to help the country. And I think that is her lasting legacy. She was the great.
Denise, good luck.
Because
I'll be
she
thinking
was
about
someone
you.
who understood better than any monarch that came before her what the point of the monarchy and what the point of her job was. And she did it better than anybody else.
Beautifully said.
Beautifully said, Piers. Just very quickly, any funny memories to finish on? She did have a wicked sense of humour.
Oh, Denise,
I
honey.
do remember a time when
Good luck, sweetheart.
I was a judge on Britain's Got Talent.
To all
And
my
the prize
beautiful
used to be that
friends
you got to
in chat, look
perform the Royal
after
Variety
Susan
Show, this
for me.
annual show in front of the Royals.
Aw.
And so we were up in Liverpool, and I was with Simon Cowell. In fact, you showed a picture of me with the Queen earlier, and Simon Cowell's in the background there, and that was where it happened. But what that picture doesn't show is that Prince Philip had just come down, and it was a guy. Could you remember Paul Potts, the opera singer who won the first series?
I remember him. Yeah.
He was a car phone warehouse salesman.
Right.
Anyway, he was to my right on this picture, and Philip had come down and went, "Oh," he said, "yes, now." And he turned back to Simon Cowell, having already said, "Who are you?" which made me laugh out loud. And he said, let me get this straight. He said, "So you," pointing at Cowell, "sponge off him," pointing at Paul Potts. And then we all laughed. And Cowell didn't know what to say, completely lost for words. And off he went, and we all just burst out laughing because we all had our rude Philip moment, which is all anybody ever wanted. And then the Queen had to come back after, picking up the pieces. "Hello, lovely to see you all."
Smooth it all
And
over.
he calling us all a bunch of sponges. It was great. They were a great team, and I think the only nice thing about today, of a very sad day, is that she's now reunited with Philip.
Yeah.
They were one of the all-time great
Yep.
team. And I think she never really recovered from losing him.
I've
And they're
said that
back
as well.
together tonight. I believe that. And I think that's a great solace. I think when we look at the Queen and her life, she's now back with the man who was there every step of the way and who she's been mourning for the last year and a half or so. And I'm happy about that.
You're like a teddy bear. You really loved her.
I did, actually,
Yeah.
more than I realised. And that's why I say it's been a very sad day, and not without the odd tear. And I think I'm not the only person in Britain who probably
You too, PJ. Thank you so much.
about these things. And actually,
Thank
when
you,
it came to
PJ
the moment
Wishes.
of
You're also
realisation
very
that we
loved on
lost
the
the Queen,
channel as well.
we
And my
realised what it
beautiful
meant and
Denise,
what she
I'll
means
talk
and
to you
what she
soon.
means for Britain and the Commonwealth and what she means for, I guess, what it means to be British. You know, we all struggle with what does it mean to be British? She was what it meant to be British. Everything she stood for, everything is what is good about this country. And that's why tonight you're seeing these extraordinary scenes at the palace. People go and pay their respect. They just want to be there. My wife and 10-year-old daughter were watching the coverage and were so moved, they've gone up to the palace just to stand there and be part of it. And it's very quiet and very dignified and respectful, very like the Queen. And they're just there in complete contrast, of course, to the Jubilee scenes where there were huge ovations and cheering and parties and street dances. Tonight it's just a chance to say thank you. And I think that's what we all feel. A very sad day, but a day to feel extraordinarily grateful to this remarkable woman.
Wow.
And what she gave her country and the Commonwealth.
Beautifully said, Piers. Thank you so much for being with us, my friend. Piers Morgan, Uncensored. Thank you very much for being with us, man. Good on you.
Stop screen sharing for a bit. Back to StreamYards. Right, here we're back. Okay. I love and appreciate all of you for the past few weeks. All my favorites have been unsettled. I've just been popping in to say hi and to remind how much you are loved and move on. You all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, PJ Wishes and Denise's beautiful. Let me go back in a minute. To all my beautiful friends in chat, look after
Susan.
Mhm. Right. Anyway,
Well, I have to say that it might not be popular opinion of everybody, but I think I would strip Meghan and Harry of their titles
that might be done.
because you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No, you can't. And you can hear what he was saying. He is quite vocal. He's always known to be quite vocal.
Mm-hmm.
And he says it as it is. He's like kind of me. I just cut through the bull crap and get straight to the point. You know. And that's the quality I have. I'm not gonna mouse around something and try to say something. I'm just gonna say, here it is. Boom,
Right.
that's it, you know what I mean? He reminds me, he's that mentality.
Well, here's the thing. If they would have just stepped away quietly, maybe let Harry continue on with his birthright. But the way that they have talked about the royal family, the interviews and all of the stuff they keep doing, I think it's time to take their titles.
And the amount of money that they sent overseas to them as well, over to America, Why are the two brothers still fighting between themselves? It's still going on, actually, Kelly, since the big bust up with Harry and
Meghan.
And blaming when the Oprah Winfrey
An interview.
That interview was very damaging. There was a lot of lies being told. At the US, when we were looking at it, we were like, well, that's a lie, She said she got married at the back of the palace. That's not possible. That's just not.
Mm-mm.
No. Maybe they did a practice run with her, like you're going to do this and you're going to do that, practice run. She did not get married at the back. That's just stupid. And do I believe that someone asked her about the color of her child? No. And I'll tell you the reasons why. Because she's not even bloody dark. My son is darker than her.
Yeah.
Give me a break, Megan. She's known to be. I thought Harry had been stripped of all his military titles.
Yes, but not his royal title.
I do believe his father will make changes. The Queen loves Harry very much, and she just couldn't do it. But the dad will feel a lot different about that. I do believe you'll see things in the next couple of weeks coming out that Harry's been stripped of all the titles, that they have lost their
military.
No, they've lost the
They've lost one of
the
their titles, but
they have lost their HRH title.
Yes, His Royal Highness titles.
They have lost that. I don't know what else they can strip from them, to be quite honest. They stripped everything. The HRH is gone. They're not allowed to use that anymore. But the thing is, they always go off the back. Well, I'm Prince Harry. I think he needs to drop the prince crap as well, to be quite honest.
I do too.
Because he's not a prince. Yeah, he was once in a blue moon, once a couple of years back till he met that woman. It is, it was a case of manipulation on Meghan's part, because she looked into how to find Harry, where he was hanging out, nightclubbing and in central London, and she knew to put on his mother's favorite perfume. There's a lot behind the scenes people don't know.
Well, currently, they have been stripped of His Royal Highness and Her Royal Highness, but they are still Duke and Duchess. They still have those titles.
That's the only thing they've left. That means
yes.
Nothing, that will probably go as well now.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think the father will take that away, because he let her stay. He let her do this. If two brothers don't come together, I'm taking this away.
Yeah.
Because Meghan is not even turning up for this funeral. She's not even wanted there, to be quite honest.
Well, I did hear that she will be at the funeral. She was not. She did not go to Balmoral with Harry.
No, she didn't travel. She's not with him right now.
But I heard she will attend the funeral. That's what I heard today.
Right. That's if they leave her in, of course. It's up to the king, weirdly enough. We're
Hmm.
Night Owl. Hi, everybody. I've been just listening, getting ready. No problem, Night Owl. Welcome in.
I know.
I know they are not what Protestant by Scottish yard anymore. They have to pay for their own.
They have
Interesting.
to pay for their own security, basically. They will
That's right.
not, the queen said, you're not going to use royal security or whatever. You've stepped away. You need to get your own security.
Night Owl, you watch the Queen's Mass. I was going to show it, but I don't know on YouTube what everyone's beliefs are, because that's a Christian belief. Um, so it's me, Lynn and Dave. I come back on Lynn and Dave. Yeah, I didn't even know on Night Owl that you were, Lynn and Dave.
Yeah, that's her new channel.
Oh, okay. Night Out, but you're gonna have to come back because you're under the wrench on the other one. If you want to come back, it doesn't matter. You can stay the way you are if you want. I was wondering who the hell that was, to be honest. um. So, oh, there she is. She's back on her Lynn and Dave, and she's a.
There you are.
I'm out under Lynn and Dave. So yeah, I mean, I didn't want to show the mass because number one, the Queen is not there. Okay, that's not the prop. That's only just one mass. There's going to be so many guys, but I'm interested in showing you maybe the mass, when she's been laid out at state, her coffin and all that. That's what I want to show. I'm going to stick with it for a couple of days. I know I'm not getting a lot of viewers. You know what I mean? That's a bit weird, but it doesn't matter because what I want to do is
It's
keep all
history.
these lives. I want to keep all these lives and have them in my YouTube studios, and I can always go back in years to come and say, "Oh yeah, remember when this happened at this time?" Because they're all time stamped and everything, even down as far as when they lowered the flag. I said to Crystal, "What time is it?" And she named out the time. Then I said I had a look and I called it out on the UK time. So I made it. Hold on. I made a new channel. I also keep Lynn and Dave's videos. Appreciate it going live on Night Owl. Okay. All right. All right. Hi, Boomer. I wonder where everyone in America are. They're probably all glued to their TVs. But this channel was probably the first channel what broke it actually in our bubble of YouTube because I was actually the first one on it. Um, Thanks to Vegan Claire mom because she actually texted me and said, "You better look at the news." I said,
Yeah.
"Okay," and there you go. And I said she'll either last today or she'll be gone today. But when they started pointing at the flag, I said, "She's gone today." And did you not notice when the news people were talking, they were all wearing black?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
They
They are,
changed. They changed their clothing
yep,
as a.
yeah. They all went into black clothes. So I said, they're gonna drop that flag. They're gonna bring it to half mast, and that was the indication. They have a different flag up there now. They put the Union Jack up when there's no one in the castle, Buckingham Palace, and they put the British monarch kind of flag up when the royals are in the castle. That's how you know when the royals are in. If you were ever coming over to visit and you see the different flag, you know the royals are in there. If you're seeing the Union Jack up there, that means they're not there, they're not home. There is only one Night Owl channel, and that's Alan Robinson. I don't know. Um, Colin, that's Lynn and Dave. She made up the same name, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, you
He already had it.
We already had it. You have to go scroll back. We already done it. Yeah, we've been touching on everything really with it today. We did the King's speech. We have that. Colin, she said she made a new channel, and this lady's from America. So, I think the guy you're probably talking about is a British channel. Right. I think she just got the same name. That's all. I mean, that's kind of sucks when you get the same name. I mean, there's no because me and Crystal have used our names for our channel. They can't play a duplicate, right?
Right.
So that's the good thing about using our names because anyone could see. Yes, it's a UK channel, but her one's American. So there you go. Obviously, she wouldn't have had any idea about that.
About what?
She made Lynn and Dave made a new channel called Night Owl, but there's also the Night Owl channel over here. It's a UK channel,
Okay.
so there's no way she could have known. So that's why I don't go for weird names like that. That's why I've always put my name to it, and I've actually watermarked all our videos. Crystal, you probably didn't notice that one.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I watermarked them. I did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You had to do it in YouTube Studios. And I was rooting around one day and I just found something and I put it up and I watermarked it, yeah. Well, it's just a little emoji at the side and it says Susan Bennett on the arm of it. And it's a little like Betty Boo kind of doll thing. I used to use it as my picture before. I used to actually show my face even. Your real name is Marissa or Melissa?
Okay.
Okay, Lynn Dave. I'm not even gonna call. I'm not even gonna call you. I'm just gonna call your YouTube name, if you don't mind, because you just doxed yourself. Not really. Don't give out your second name. I've given out my second name, and it caused me a lot of problems.
Right.
People, pulling crap on me and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else. What we can go over with the Marissa? That's a nice name, Melissa. Is it? Is it Melissa or Marissa?
Melissa.
Well, I thought so, yeah. I would just call her Mel. I mean, my daughter's name is Melanie, so there you go. We always shorten our names down in Ireland. We call her Mel. Like they call me Sue, right?
Yep. I guess they would call me Chris for Crystal.
I don't know what they would actually, Crystal. Your name is hard to shorten down.
Well, the only thing you can shorten it down to is Chris.
I don't think you'd want that name.
Yeah.
I think Crystal's a lovely name, actually.
Thank you.
I like it. Everyone's starting to come in now. A bit ironic. I'm just going to take a break and I'll find some more monarchy stuff for you because we're doing a monarchy evening. And I'll start to see is there anything breaking. I gotta take pause. I gotta take a pause every so often and stop it and re-go and stop. That's
right.
YouTube. We didn't get flagged just there for doing what we done, and we were doing proper live streaming off of other people, like off news channels. It's a monarchy evening, yes it is. Yeah, Lynn and Dave are in the right channel for that.
Is Colin still in here?
Can we see the speech? If you want me to play the speech again for everybody, because I've already done it anyway.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that again.
I'll do it because people are asking me to.
It's very touching at the end. It almost made me cry.
It's really, it's sad. It is sad. I'm gonna go and get it again for you guys. Give me a minute, and I'll go in and get it. Let me find it. Okay, right. I have it already.
I speak to you.
Just pause in a minute. StreamYards. You need to come out of there. Why is that even there? There. Right. Share screen. I'm going to do share screen. I'm going to do it because you're requesting it. I've already got it on here anyway. Well, I will do it because you're requesting it. Damn it. I'm after doing that wrong. You meant they want the King's speech. I don't know. I don't think William did a speech yet.
No, he hasn't.
No. They're away in one of the castles right now, according to Sky News. They have not come out yet, to be honest. They won't come out until maybe tomorrow, the next day, I reckon. But we will catch them, don't worry. So I'm doing you the new King's speech again for those who missed it, even though we have it recorded.
With feelings of profound sorrow.
Damn it, and I paused it.
Throughout her life, Her Majesty the Queen, my beloved mother, was an inspiration, an example to me and to all my family.
You see how cleverly the picture was
the
placed.
most heartfelt any family could owe to their mother, for her love, affection, guidance, understanding, and example. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service
Yeah,
I
I'm aware of that.
renew
And
to you all
he's going to
today,
say it on this speech.
alongside the personal grief that all my family are feeling. We also share with so many of you in the United Kingdom, in all the countries where the Queen was head of state, in the Commonwealth and across the world, a deep sense of gratitude for the more than 70 years in which my mother, as Queen, served the people of so many nations. In 1947,
Watch it on
on her
BBC.
21st birthday, she pledged in a broadcast from Cape Town to the Commonwealth to devote her life,
That's a British
whether it be short
broadcasting
or long, to
channel.
the service of her peoples. That was more than a promise. It was a profound personal commitment which defined her whole life. She made sacrifices for duty. Her dedication and devotion as sovereign never wavered through times of change and progress, through times of joy and celebration, and through times of sadness and loss. In her life of service, we saw that abiding love of tradition, together with that fearless embrace of progress, which makes us great as nations. The affection, admiration, and respect she inspired became the hallmark of her reign. And as every member of my family can testify, she combined these qualities with warmth, humor, and an unerring ability always to see the best in people. I pay tribute to my mother's memory, and I honor her life of service. I know that her death brings great sadness to so many of you, and I share that sense of loss beyond measure with you all. When the Queen came to the throne, Britain and the world were still coping with the privations and aftermath of the Second World War.
Yeah, that's true.
And still living by the conventions of earlier times. In the course of the last 70 years, we have seen our society become one of many cultures and many faiths. The institutions of the state have changed in turn. But through all changes and challenges, our nation and the wider family of realms, of whose talents, traditions, and achievements I am so inexpressibly proud, have prospered and flourished. Our values have remained and must remain constant. The role and the duties of monarchy also remain, as does the sovereign's particular relationship and responsibility towards the Church of England, the church in which my own faith is so deeply rooted. In that faith and the values it inspires, I have been brought up to cherish a sense of duty to others and to hold in the greatest respect the precious traditions, freedoms, and responsibilities of our unique history and our system of parliamentary government. As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life. My life will, of course, change as I take up my new responsibilities. It will no longer be possible for me to give so much of my time and energies to the charities and issues for which I care so deeply.
But he's going to change
But
titles.
I know this important work will go on in the trusted hands of others. This is also a time of change for my family. I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla.
Oh, give me a break.
In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort. I know she will bring to the demands of her new role the steadfast devotion to duty on which I have come to rely so much. As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades. Today, I am proud to create him Prince of Wales, Tywysog Cymru, the country whose title I've been so greatly privileged to bear during so much and duty. With Catherine beside him, our new Prince and Princess of Wales will, I know, continue to inspire and lead our national conversations, helping to
Watch what he
bring
says
the
about
marginal to the centre ground,
Harry.
where vital help
Just
can be
watch.
given. I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
Nothing.
In a little over a week's time, we will come together as a nation, as a Commonwealth, and indeed a global community, to lay my beloved mother to rest. In our sorrow, let us remember and draw strength from the light of her example. On behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most sincere and heartfelt thanks for your condolences and support. They mean more to me than I can ever possibly express. And to my darling Mama, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want simply to say this: thank you.
That's so sad.
Thank you for your love and devotion to our family and to the family of nations you have served so diligently all these years. May flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Right. There you go, guys. That was Prince's Prince, that is the King of the UK speech. As you can see that he gave not Meghan but Kate Middleton and William a new title, bigger title. And what did Meghan Markle and Prince Harry get? Nothing. He's only starting, trust me.
You know, I hate to say this. I was going to ask Colin if he was still in there, if he thought that Meghan and Harry's marriage would last. And I don't wish this on anyone because it's just devastating. But I do not think it will. But I think it will end when the children are older.
I don't think so.
I think it'll be when they'll be like 10, 11 or something like that.
They have so much money. They could get a babysitter, like a nanny. They have special nannies for these kids. And he won't have to lift a finger. Right? I'll just tell you that now. So it's not a case that he's going to be a single dad, right? No. He'll have nannies doing everything, schooling them, doing you name it, if that was going to happen. So, Colin, you're in here, if you're still here. We have one question. Is Meghan Markle you really want me to answer that question, Crystal? Yeah, we would like you to answer
Yeah.
that, Colin, if you can. Only if you can. We'd like to know, will their marriage actually last? I mean, you're a psychic medium. Um, what's your input on it? I mean, you know,
Now, William and Kate will be forever, I feel like.
William and Kate will definitely be forever, I believe, but I'm not sure on Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. What do you think, Colin? Give us what you think. Throw it out there. It'd be interesting to see what you say.
10
10 years.
years. That's what I
Um,
thought when the kids are like, because they're really young. When they're 10 or 11, I said,
wow. And he's going to come back to the UK, Colin, will he?
I think he will. That's my
Mm-hmm.
prediction. He will come back.
Yeah. Because the white blood is in his body. It's just embedded in him, like, it really is. And I do know that when he went to the States, he didn't like it there at all. He doesn't really like it over there, to be honest.
Oh, he just said recently it was his home now. This is
Well,
my home.
he says a lot of things to keep Megan. Yes, he'll come back. Oh, okay. Because he calls his friends in the UK and it gets leaked in our press, our newspapers, that Prince Harry is missing the UK. Prince Harry is this, Prince Harry is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not saying that in front of his wife. He's saying to his friends, his UK friends. He's
Mm-hmm.
telling them that he's missing his home.
Well, I think they'll work something out where dividing the time with the children between the
Ooh, okay,
US
Claire.
and UK.
Kate turns a blind eye to William's affairs. Really? Does he have affairs?
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that neither. I mean, since they got married, I don't believe so. I mean, do you know anything, Claire? Spill the beans, Claire. If you know anything about any affairs, I mean, I don't know.
I don't see her doing that.
I don't know. Was there a few things in the news about that? I'm not sure. Well, let me tell you something. Prince William has been made the Prince of Wales, Duchy of Cornwall, and there's a duchy account, okay? And a lot of that money was being sent on to America through his dad. But his dad suddenly cut him off and said, I'm not paying for any of your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
It was a neighbor in Norfolk. That's why they moved. Oh, really? Wow.
I didn't hear that either.
Never heard of that. That's weird. I thought it has been in the papers, or I'm sorry, in the news back in maybe years ago that there was I'm in trouble. I heard, yeah, I think I heard some. Her name was Rose. I did hear about that. I did hear about that. It was actually Kate Middleton's friends. Yes, I did hear about that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
I don't want to bring it up right now because that's not what we're on.
Right.
We're respecting the Queen right now, but I did hear about that actually, and I could pull that up. But if I play that now, that's disrespecting the Queen at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think that'd be really. I can do it on another live though. I can also do Jimmy Savile as well. I'll have a look in again in a few minutes. See is there any breaking news going on or anything, but I don't think anything's going to be happening more until tomorrow. She still is in Balmoral, I do believe, as there, and she's meant to be getting moved to. Hold on. Hello, Susan Jane Pickford. Okay, I'm fucking live at the moment. 1 second. It's so annoying. Yeah. Okay, I'm just reading. Sorry, I'm reading something.
I am too. We're both reading.
Yeah, there's some. There is a lot of documentaries on Jimmy Savile, which I will hit on that as well. I'm not going to do it now because it's the Queen's thing we're doing. But Jimmy Savile is a whole other story. Let me tell you that. This is going to blow your mind. If you not heard this guy, you're going to hear all about him. He was, yeah, a piece of work. That's all I'd say. When I start doing screen shares and start showing you what he was up to, you're gonna be mind blown. And it was done underneath the government's bloody eyes. You know that? In other words, I'm gonna tell you now he was a pervert, and he was worse than that. But I can't use these words. So yeah. Anyone else got any more questions, guys? Because I can do some more screen shares of stuff. Anyone want to see anything different? Anything, a whole lot going on YouTube today, and that's for sure. I don't know. I think we'll close it off there and we'll leave it until tomorrow. We've been on long enough. There's nothing else I can find in the media. Yes, there are some documentaries on Savile. Yeah, I know there's documentaries on Savile. I will definitely hit on him. He's not going to escape my channel, trust me. Yeah, I'll do him another day. But for the next coming days, I am going to be touching on new things on what's going on with the monarchy and what the changes are. And
well, you're eventually going to have the coronation for.
Yes, we're going to have that as well, so I can live stream that, and I'll make sure that I'm not bloody late this time around.
Yeah, we both were late.
We got to bang on, like we were bang on. We were in there. The minute it started breaking, boom, we were on there. Thanks for Claire for letting me know. She texted me. Other than that, I wouldn't have had a clue unless I went on opened up my computer and literally spotted it. I would have jumped out at me, obviously, but Claire hit me up with that one, and that's how I got to show everyone the flag being dropped and everything, and people were in disbelief, more or less.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind, only 2 days beforehand, she was seen in the new Prime Minister.
That's true. They said she was frail, though. They could tell she was really frail during that visit.
Yeah, her hands were very black and bruised and stuff like that, so there was a lot going on, basically. Mm-hmm. But I told you they downscale everything when it comes to the monarchy.
Of course.
Until something really bad happens, then they'll just break it. So we're going to say good night to everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow. Our love and prayers are going to go for Denise. She's going for a big, massive operation tomorrow as well. And we shall be back tomorrow, guys. And if you're on YouTube, and be careful, there's a lot of stuff going on. On different channels. I'm not going to be pointing out who they are, but just if stuff get too much, to walk away. So,
well, everybody have a great night,
and we'll be back tomorrow. And we're going to leave you with I'm going to play the Titanic, because I'll tell you why I'm going to play the Titanic. Is because that ship was built in Belfast, which is known to be Northern Ireland, which is belonged to a part of the UK, which was really belonged to Ireland. And the English actually paid to get that ship built. No wonder the thing sank. But anyways, I'm going to play the whole team, what we have done here, because it's going to be showing some of London as well. So I think it's more appropriate. So good night, God bless, and I'm going to play this song on the way out.
Good night, everybody.
Wow.
That was awesome. It was beautiful.
It was very good.
Wow. Time in tears.
Oh my gosh, I could just sit here and listen to that all day. That's
Thank you for playing it for us.
There you go, guys.
Thank
you,
Thank
Dennis.
you so much.
Almost out of breath after that. Oh, God, my phone.
Oh, I'll bet.
That's amazing sounding. Thank you.
He played that
Yes,
song
you
because
are really good,
because
Paul.
it's my favorite song. So, yeah, well,